Do you ever feel lonely or isolated on your spiritual journey? Struggling to connect with others on a deeper level, perhaps? Are you afraid to be vulnerable and crave a sense of hope that this phase is only temporary? If this sounds like you, stick around, because today we're going to explore why feeling alone during your spiritual awakening is super common and how you can find true connection and hope on your soul's path. Hi, I'm Jamie and I run the Yogic Tradition, which is a school for higher experiential learning and spiritual development. We've helped hundreds of aspirants over the years find clarity in themselves by giving them the proven tools and structure to create a deep, lasting connection with life and abide in a deep sense of fulfillment. And if you want to see how you can do that too, you can access our free training series down below. Now, as we embark on our spiritual journey, it's not uncommon to feel alone or misunderstood. Our newfound perspectives and values, they may not align with those of our families, friends and colleagues, which leaves us feeling disconnected and really longing for a sense of belonging. That rhymed. But rest assured, you're not alone in feeling this way, and there is hope for finding meaningful connections for sure. Now, during this phase of your awakening experience, you might experience intense loneliness and perhaps a hesitancy to be vulnerable and a tendency to engage in maybe even controlling behaviors to feel connected or to get that connection from the outside world that you're so deeply craving. But this can leave you feeling even more isolated and perhaps unsure of how to break free from this cycle and find the connection that you crave. But as your path deepens, you may notice that your interests and your priorities are shifting. Let me know if you've realized that in the comments down below. And don't worry, nothing's gone wrong, but this can create that sense of disconnection with those around you, can't you? Because they might be staying exactly the same, but something shifted in you and you're changing rapidly. So you might find yourself longing for conversations about spirituality, personal growth, and other deeper topics that your current social circle just may not be interested in. And I know this in myself. This can lead to a deeper sense of frustration because you're being now misunderstood by the people that are meant to be closest to you. So in your quest to try and fit in and find more of that connection that you're desiring, you might begin then to hold back from expressing your true thoughts and feelings and fearing that others will judge or reject you. This unwillingness to be vulnerable can create a barrier between you and the connections that you say you desire. And this is a big problem we see in the spiritual community. It's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, aren't you? We can't connect to the people that we used to be able to connect to, and we don't have any new people in our life that we're wanting to connect to that seem more in alignment with ourselves. So we might start unconsciously trying to exert control over our relationships in an attempt to maintain them, but also to maintain that sense of connection or to reintroduce that sense of connection that we felt like we once had, but now that we've lost. And this can manifest in a few different ways: people pleasing, manipulating, or setting unrealistic expectations for others, isn't it? And unfortunately, these behaviors often backfire, don't they? They push people further away and they perpetuate that cycle of loneliness. All of these factors come together to create a challenging period in your spiritual journey where you struggle to find that sense of connection and belonging that you long for. But you'll soon discover there's hope and a way forward to overcome these obstacles, and then you'll find the connections that truly nourish your soul. And here's the silver lining. This lonely phase in your spiritual awakening is not meant to last forever. It's a time of growth and self-discovery where you're being called to reevaluate your relationship to yourself and, of course, by extension, to others, and align with those who truly resonate with your soul's purpose. But first you have to start resonating with your own soul, isn't it? And for me, I was alone completely for 2 whole years, and I blooming well needed it. In that time, I got to reevaluate how I was relating to the world. I saw all my weak spots, you see, and how I was actually pushing people away with certain behaviors that I was throwing out there. See, I've become, over the years, all too aware that the path to true connection and belonging lies not in seeking validation from others, but by embracing who the bloomin' hell I am at my core. And also, my own unique spiritual journey and living in alignment with my inner truth, isn't it? Then, and only then, did I start to find some more people that were a bit like me. I don't mean they looked like me and sounded like me. I just mean they had a dedication for inner truth too. And this, of course, nourished my soul to no end, and still does. So the great thing is, I'll never go back now, and now I'm no longer willing to compromise my authenticity for the sake of fitting in. I'm free of all of that, and this is the benefit you can receive too. Because as you begin to live in accordance with your true nature, you also start to recognize the importance of surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who support and uplift you on your path. And if you're starting to get a sense that that's what you want too, well, it can start here. If you want a space to be able to learn and grow with us and also meet like-minded souls, you can sign up for our free app Undercover Yogi down below. Here you get some free sadhana. There's also free weekly live streams that we've created just to support your growth if you need it in times of emergency. And there's also a free community for you to meet those like-minded individuals, or what we would call it, a sangha, down below. So to move beyond this feeling of isolation, it's essential to embrace vulnerability and allow yourself to be seen for who you truly are. Otherwise, we're just living a lie. And most of us have been lying to life since day one. But as you let go of this control and open yourself up to authentic connections, yes, it will be scary, but you'll begin to attract like-minded individuals, people that you feel safe to be your vulnerable self with, who share your values, who share your passions, and that will happen in time. But that might mean losing a few people along the way. But remember, you only lose those that were really never meant for you, or they were meant for you for a time, but then after a period of time you start to see, oh, this relationship, it's not got the juice, you know, and they'll naturally drop away. You don't have to reject people at all. They'll drop away. There'll just be less and less appropriate moments for you to meet up with them, and the desire won't be there for it anymore. So don't worry, nothing's going to get ripped away from you. But remember, it is okay to let go of relationships that no longer serve your highest good in order to create space for new, soul-nourishing connections. So by understanding that this phase of loneliness is temporary and an essential part of your spiritual growth, you can find hope in the knowledge that you're evolving into a more authentic version of yourself, which will be like a beacon calling others who are willing to do the same to you. And as you continue your journey, you'll not only find people who are more aligned with your soul's path, but also experience deeper and more meaningful connections with those around you and yourself. And even you'll find deeper, more meaningful connections with the people around you that have nothing to do with the spiritual journey. Trust me on this one. So feeling alone during your spiritual awakening is a normal part of the process. It doesn't have to last forever though. Embrace vulnerability, let go of the control, and trust that you're evolving to attract the connections that you desire. But if you are noticing that your desires for things that you used to love and friends are beginning to drop away, then you might be in the in-between stage of your awakening process. And we made a video that shows you just how you can navigate this period right here. So feel free to give it a click.